Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, Internet's busiest music nerd, and let's talk about the music industry and let's talk about TikTok, specifically in regards to a video that has been making the rounds on social media as of late. This video of Halsey looking like she's being held hostage, talking about wanting to release new music, but her label will not let her do so unless she can kind of create or they can fake some sort of viral moment on TikTok with her new song that she wishes to release. Now, of course, as a result of this, there has been a lot of discussion of artist label fairness. There has been a lot of criticism lobbed Capitol Records' way, and among the fans anyway, at least a lot of sympathy toward artists who are just trying to make art, just trying to hone their craft, just trying to make some good creative stuff, and are unfortunately being pushed by labels to hop onto certain social media platforms and do certain things in order to really kind of close that promotional gap that it really should be on the label to be doing that. Now, since Halsey putting out this video about how she doesn't want to do a TikTok on TikTok, fans have since been dragging up other examples of this very same thing where you have artists kind of going on the platform to essentially complain that their label or their PR or whoever is kind of pushing them to be on there and doing things that they may not necessarily want to do. While it is certainly true, and I do agree with the assertion that this kind of TikTok, be it in the more mainstream sectors of the music industry or even the more independent levels of the artist community in TikTok, this kind of video is a genre in and of itself. There are countless examples of artists, especially smaller artists, coming onto the platform essentially to say, oh, my label wants me to make another TikTok, or my label says that I can't release this song that I really want you to hear unless I get this much engagement or this many pre-saves or this many likes or this many views. And of course, if that artist does have a really passionate fan base that follows what they do, they get engrossed into this artist versus label battle and storyline, and they're like, yeah, we'll show the label, we'll show that label by liking this TikTok and commenting and then streaming the shit out of that song when we eventually get it. That'll show the label, that'll show them good. I wonder how quickly these TikToks would disappear if, like, every single time the fans were like, hey, we love you and we support you, and you know what? We're not going to stream your music anymore. Fuck the label. No more money in the label's pocket. Destroy the label. But with that being said, I don't want to approach this topic with just like, complete and utter skepticism because, is this happening? Is this in fact happening? Are artists being asked to go onto TikTok, being told to go onto TikTok in order to promote their music and get themselves out there and get their fans excited for their songs? Yeah, they most definitely are. Most fucking definitely. Like, is it as extreme as some super fans would maybe have you believe in terms of like, the manipulation and the mistreatment going on? Probably not in most cases. Most likely it's just really a huge annoyance and big pain in the ass for any artists that don't really understand TikTok and haven't been on TikTok previously. And when I have had talks with other artists about their involvement or lack of involvement with the platform, usually their reasoning is like, yeah, I don't really get it. I don't really see the point. I'm not really fully understanding the appeal or the power of it, even though the music promotion game has changed wildly.
The record labels used to just buy out the radio stations. It was a simpler time.
Like, even though that has changed, the necessity for some kind of promotional rollout for a record, for a song, it's still there. It still exists. It's just shifted over into the social media space now. And how exactly you go about that in a social media space is going to depend on whatever is the hot new platform or trend every few years when you drop a new record. At least right now, that just so happens to be TikTok. If you are a musician, especially a professional mainstream musician who's trying to get their stuff out there and trying to make sure that people are engaging with what you do, and you're completely disconnected from TikTok as a platform, as an app, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, if you've built up a career and a brand and a huge stack of money to where you don't need to worry about numbers like every single freaking album cycle, I mean, that's cool. Go for it. Do your thing. Stay unplugged. But if you are really hustling your stuff and you are trying to continue to push your career out there and you are trying to stay connected with younger audiences, especially, TikTok has got to be a part of that promotional portfolio. So, as much as it may be a pain for some artists and they may not want to interact with the platform, it's kind of becoming more and more of a must-do thing. Now, with that being said, though, the label should be there with every resource, with every connection, with every person they could possibly offer to the artist in order to make this transition sensible and fun and also just like amicable for everybody. Actually also delivering the fans content and videos and promotional material that they really do want to see and gets them excited for the music, as opposed to just like being worried about the artist's well-being because they're afraid that they're being made to make TikToks at gunpoint or something. At the end of the day, while I do personally have a lot of issues with TikTok, I think there are some big problems with how the platform runs, the algorithm, the way certain things get hype and some things don't. There's a lot of issues, but you know what? Like, regardless of those issues, culturally, it's still very much a foundry right now, especially when it comes to modern and popular music. Like, songs on there every day pop off and go super viral from artists who are like complete unknowns. And then in a matter of weeks or months, someone just has a platinum song out of the blue because their track went viral on TikTok. It's absolutely insane. And there's no other social media platform that is driving culture musically quite in the way that TikTok is in terms of like the raw numbers it creates in such a short amount of time. So, what label wouldn't be pushing their artists to involve themselves in the platform? With that being said, I think the labels need to be doing better to kind of close this gap. They can't just like, take their artists and kind of just throw them into the TikTok pit and just be like, okay, you figure it the fuck out. You do your thing, and we're not releasing any of your music until you figure it out. I think it may be because they assume that, you've been on Twitter and you've been on Instagram. So, I mean, you've been on social media. TikTok is social media just like anything else. So can't be that hard to figure out. Not that weird of a learning curve. Not like there's a totally different brand of, humor over there and the interface and the way that you interact with certain trends and sounds and memes on there. Yeah, completely different than any other social media platform that you'll see out there. But still, whatever. Just go over there and make a video of you looking sad into the camera and say that you hate the label, and that'll be good. Thank you. So finally, again, don't ignore TikTok. Don't ignore TikTok. As a musician, I feel like you kind of owe it yourself to at least understand how it could impact your career. But simultaneously, labels really do need to do better in terms of supporting their artists on the platform and not just make them feel like dancing monkeys when they go on there to make their songs or make their, freaking albums more viral for them. If all of this is real and on the up and up, they need to be helping artists come up with a better idea other than to come on TikTok and just like, tell everyone how much their label sucks. And if all of this is fabricated and they're just kind of like pushing their artists to, give fans a sob story so that the fans kind of sympathize with them and get really upset at the label and kind of like and engage and follow and subscribe in order to get their song to come out. Yeah, that's really shitty too. I mean, I would hope that like with all the potentially millions and millions of dollars that labels collectively spend on promotion of the music they release, they could come up with a better fucking idea. So yeah, that's it. Those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions. You're the best. Love ya. Anthony Fantano, TikTok, labels, music, forever.